This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
SHMACKEMAGOB.
SHMACKEMAGOB, it's Tuesday and time for the news. And I want to thank Glenn Doan for sending that video of his adorable 2-year-old daughter Piper saying SHMACKEMAGOB. I warned you that viewer discretion is advised. Thank you so much, Tony, for that video. And anybody that wants to send a video of their daughter or son saying SHMACKEMAGOB, I'll add it to the beginning of the video. And hell, I'll even add you in the beginning of the video, making a video you saying SHMACKEMAGOB. So what do you say we get into the news? Starting it off with some sad news, Alexi Laiho from Children of Bodom has passed away, and man, 41 years old, that's so young. I remember the first time hearing Children of Bodom was sometime in the late 90s or early 2000s. I remember vividly the first time I heard Children of Bodom. I used to guest on a college radio show, and the DJ played something from the first album, Something Wild, and it caught my attention. And I was like, man, who's that? You know, because the first thing that I thought of was, wow, that's a killer keyboard solo. And then I was like, wow, that's some killer guitar playing too. So I went out and bought Something Wild, and you know, I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't like an album I would play constantly, but I did enjoy it. And I bought also Hate Breeder, and I enjoyed that too, but it was the follow-up, Following the Reaper. This one I really loved. The next one, Hate Crew Death Roll, was not bad. It was pretty good, but then everything after that kind of lost touch. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about I'm such a big fan of Children of Bodom. Though I did see them live. He had great stage presence, great guitar player, but I wouldn't classify myself as a big fan. But like I said, Follow the Reaper's an awesome album, and I liked the two before it, and Hate Crew Death Roll was not bad. So, sad news, man. Rest in peace, Alexis. Alright, next story. Legendary rockers Journey will headline the 2021 edition of Lollapalooza's flagship event in Chicago. Journey? Lollapalooza? Man, if this doesn't kill Perry Farrell, I don't know what will. Journey, man. I love me some Journey, but they are very looked down upon with the alternative nation. So good for them. I'll never forget when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame first started, seeing a news segment about it on MTV back in the 80s, where they had that guy, Jan Winter, saying, you know, we have to include bands that have been around for over 25 years, because if we don't do that, we let bands like Journey in this place. Well, Journey's in that place now. So Journey ended up pissing off Jan Winter and Rolling Stone magazine douches and the alternative douches. I really love stories like this because Journey is combined with a lot of bands I love that the critics tagged as corporate rock and how it sucks. And then, you know, here we are many years later, and they have to eat crow and accept the fact that Journey's still around, and they're going to be headlining Lollapalooza, and they're already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. KK's Priest, the new band featuring former Judas Priest members KK Downing, Tim Ripper Owens, and Les Binks, will release its debut album in 2021 via Explorer One Music Group. This group will also play select shows next year to mark the 50th anniversary of Priest and Downing's career as a founding member. KK's Priest setlist will consist of Priest classics and new songs. Man, I can't wait for this. I really hope this album rules. It's got a lot of components that'll make it rule. I love Ripper's voice, and KK, man, I miss KK so much. To me, he was as important to Judas Priest as every other member that's been in the band, past and present, and in some cases even more important. So to see him return will be great. I saw footage of him with Ross the Boss, and he plays amazing. He hasn't lost a step. And, but I'm a little bothered with this 50th anniversary Judas Priest thing. I mean, how long has KK been in Priest? I know he was in the band before Rob Halford, but I think the only person that can lay claim of being in the band for 50 years is Ian Hill. But I'm not sure. Maybe KK did join, but I don't think so. I think JJ came in a later. I know Rob and Glenn were the last to join before the Rock-A-Rolla album. But man, I can't wait for this. I hope it comes my way. What can I say? I'm very excited. This is probably the album I'm most excited for in 2021. So hopefully it won't disappoint. I think I just called KKJJ. And also Les Binks, man. My favorite Priest drummer. Man, this better rule. Alright, next story. Was heavy metal originally a derogatory term? Dee Snider and Sebastian Bach can't seem to agree. I heard the interview with Dee Snider, and the way he explained it was, when heavy metal was first coined, it was coined by, these douchebag critics that love to, there's like corporate rock, what I was talking about earlier. That's something a critic came up with. Hair bands and all this stuff. It's these tags they give bands. And, come on, hair band, corporate rock, that's meant as a slam. So I wasn't around back then when Dee heard heavy metal for the first time and saw it as a derogatory term, but it wouldn't surprise me. And Sebastian Bach, seriously, I mean, I met the guy. He was a cool dude, a real cool metalhead, Judas Priest fan. But man, does that guy like to argue. And he doesn't, he reminds me of Kiss Tarts. If I say something, they twist it around. That's exactly what he said. He said, oh, Dee Snider, you call the name of your album For the Love of Metal and it's a derogatory term? He doesn't get it. Dee didn't say, heavy metal is a derogatory term to him. He just said it was thrown at by these critics, and he embraces it. He said, fuck it, I like the term heavy metal. You see it as derogatory, I don't. That's what Dee Snider basically said. And Sebastian has to argue with him over it, which is really surprising because Sebastian Bach, back when he was a little more humble, he loved Dee Snider. He's a big fan of Twisted Sister. And now he just he fights with everybody on Twitter. Somebody needs to take Sebastian Bach to the hospital and pull that wild hair out of his ass. Alright, next story. Ace Frehley shoots down rumor that he was asked to play with Kiss at the Dubai New Year's Eve concert. Ace is now in Nashville working on an album of original material. I don't understand. What I don't get is how there's people out there that want Ace back in Kiss. I sure don't. Kiss now is terrible. I like Ace's band, that Rock and Roll Residency, the one that was Gene Simmons' solo band. I find them tight, hungry, and awesome. I saw them last year at the Kiss pre-crew show. Boy, it looked like Ace can still play to me. Yeah, that goes out to all you Kiss tards that can't stop watching me and leaving me comments how Ace can't play anymore. And then you don't even bat an eye with the hypocrisy and the shitty voice of Paul Stanley of Kiss.
First, let me say it's an honor to be here tonight in Dubai. And I'll tell you something, we've been wanting to come here, so this is magic for us.
Yeah, the magic of slave labor in Dubai, and anti-gay laws, and treating women like shit. That's magical. Hey, I guess while they're there, they should investigate those sweatshops and have them work on a new line of Kiss wigs and Kiss asbestos. I'm driving those Kiss tards mad by saying this. But I live in their heads, rent-free. And boy, there's a lot of space in here. It's awesome how I get to stretch my legs in these big-ass empty skulls. And Chris Jericho reviewed the Dubai show saying, the Kiss live stream for Dubai is nuts. Highly recommended. Paul Stanley live sounds great. And Gene Simmons is the best bass player ever. You know, no way a guy like this would give a non-biased opinion. I mean, look at this picture, man. He should be crowned King of the Kiss-tards, Chris Jericho. And Gene Simmons is at it again, just so you can get his name out in the press, saying the old, tired Rock is dead. I don't care what Gene thinks. All I know is, man, I got a kick-ass Blue Oyster Cult album this year. Rock is dead, these nuts. Seriously. You know what is dead? Any future Kiss live stream. Mark my words. I know you Kiss stars will say, it sold a lot. There'll be other ones. And Doc McGee even hinted at future Kiss live streams. We'll see. Mark my words. Kiss live streams are as dead as that Lego hair on top of Gene Simmons' head. Also as dead as Gene Simmons' Tongue magazine, or the Kiss LA football team, or the album sales of Asshole, or the artists that are signed to Gene Simmons records, or anybody that drinks Gene Simmons soda, or anybody that has sex with somebody that puts on a Kiss condom. They'll end up in the Kiss coffin. It's as dead as the views Gene gets on his porno. Well, that's it for the news. Thanks everybody for watching. Check out my podcast, The VIERA Vault. And please subscribe to my channel if you like. And if you like to donate, I got a PayPal below. Hey, I love all you guys. You all are awesome. Have a happy new year. And also to my Kiss-tards that keep watching me, keep giving me views. I own you bitches. SHMACKEMAGOB. The news this week was brought to you by the love I have for the final Thin Lizzy studio album, Thunder and Lightning, with John Sykes tearing it up, and Scott Gorham tearing it up, and Brian Downey killing it on the drums, and Darren Warren on backing vocals and keyboards, and of course, the late great Phil Lynott. Oh man, what an album. Cold Sweat, Holy War, This Is the One, title track, Heart Attack, Bad Habits. It's just beginning to end. It rules. If you haven't heard it, make your life better. Check it out. Bye.